Sophia, now 58, vividly recalled pivotal moments from her past some 37 years ago. These were times of significant change, struggles with her mother-in-law, discord with her sister, and the painful farewell to her cherished father. From her spacious living room window, Sophia watched her 8-year-old granddaughter, Ruby, playing in the garden. Ruby bore a striking resemblance to a younger Sophia, with her long brown hair, keen eyes, and a gentle demeanor that radiated consideration for others. "Ruby, come here," Sophia called out to her granddaughter. Ruby ceased her play and hurried over. "What is it, Grandma?" she asked. As she tenderly wiped Ruby's brow, Sophia offered, "Shall I tell you about my life when I was your age?" Ruby settled beside her grandmother, her eyes wide with curiosity. "Yes, I want to hear it. What were you like when you were young?" Sophia smiled warmly. "This isn't just any old story. It's about our family's history, and it carries lessons about life." She took a deep breath, as if opening a long-closed door to the past. At 27, Sophia lived on the bustling Upper East Side of New York City. Despite the chaos and towering buildings, her family's elegant home was a sanctuary of tranquility. At that time, Sophia was making her mark as an emerging legal secretary. Her father, John, had just retired from Columbia University as an engineer professor at 64. Her younger sister, Natalie, for years her junior, was sociable and charming but lacked responsibility, often prioritizing social life over her job as a project manager. Their mother, Alice, who prided herself on her social standing, favored Natalie, often sidelining Sophia. During a family dinner one autumn evening, as the leaves outside glistened from the nearby Central Park, Alice excitedly mentioned a garden party with influential guests, urging Sophia to attend. Sophia, burdened by professional commitments, declined. Her mother and sister showed open disappointment, with Alice stressing the importance of marriage for a woman Sophia's age and Natalie joking about Sophia's single status. Feeling the sting of their words, Sophia silently cleared the dishes. Only her father, John, offered a glance of sympathy. The next day, father and daughter took a walk in Central Park, adorned with the colors of autumn. Sophia expressed her doubts about living harmoniously with her family. John reassured her, praising her strengths and encouraging her to forge her own path, regardless of their differing values. Bolstered by her father's support, Sophia resolved to follow her dreams, not the expectations set by her family. Her commitment deepened her career focus, but widened the rift with her family. Alice was increasingly upset over Sophia's absences from social events, and Natalie often criticized her lifestyle choices. Despite the familial strife, Sophia continued to excel in her law career, defining her success on her own terms. Sophia dedicated her career to championing the rights of the underprivileged, gradually earning the respect and trust of her clients and colleagues. Her commitment was put to the test when she took on a case defending a whistleblower who accused a major corporation of misconduct. This case was a turning point, with the potential to significantly advance her career. Sophia poured herself into the case, working tirelessly on evidence and strategies, while her father, John, supported her quietly from the sidelines. "Don't overdo it," John advised, concerned for his daughter's well-being, but Sophia reassured him with a smile. "It's okay, Dad. This work matters to me." Meanwhile, her sisters, Alice and Natalie, couldn't grasp Sophia's dedication. "Are you even enjoying your life?" Natalie would ask with disbelief. Alice chimed in, echoing the sentiment. "That's right, Sophia. You'll never meet someone nice if you're always working." Little did they know, Sophia harbored a secret engagement to Liam, a pediatrician and her former college classmate. She hesitated to share the news, fearing their critical reaction, especially concerning Liam's family background and financial situation. As Sophia's whistleblower case progressed, it exposed significant corporate malfeasance, enhancing her reputation in the legal community. However, her personal joy was tempered at home, where Caroline and Natalie seemed indifferent, if not cold, to her success. Caroline's sarcasm. "Well, isn't that something? But are you sure it's good to be so famous? Will you be able to find a partner?" only deepened Sophia's resolve. Her father's words echoed in her mind, bolstering her spirit. Keep walking the path you believe in. Tragedy struck in the spring when John suffered a severe fall, injuring his back. During an important trial, Sophia's phone was on silent, and she missed the urgent calls until it was too late.
Panicked, she called back.
Caroline's trembling voice relayed the news of their father's accident. Sophia rushed to the hospital, where she found her father in pain and her sisters overwhelmed. The doctors explained the gravity of John's injuries, a complex hip fracture requiring surgery and extensive rehabilitation. Calmly taking charge, Sophia assured her mother, "I'll adjust my work schedule. I'll take care of Dad." The surgery went well, but John's recovery was slow. Sophia balanced her work commitments with caring for her father, staying overnight in the hospital when needed. One morning, as John woke up, he saw Sophia by his side. "I'm just glad you're here," he said, squeezing her hand. Sophia, touched, reassured him, "Of course, Dad. I'm here for you." Through this time, Caroline and Natalie showed little willingness to help, often leaving the hospital soon after visiting. One day, with an important business trip looming, Sophia asked her family for help. Natalie's response, a hesitant apology, left much to be desired, underscoring the challenges Sophia faced balancing her professional and personal life. Despite these struggles, Sophia remained committed to her family, her work, and to making a difference. Sophia had made plans to visit the Hamptons with friends, but life had other ideas. Caroline expressed her difficulty in joining as well, as she had a women's meeting scheduled. Sophia, feeling a mix of disappointment and resignation, quietly announced that she would need to cancel her business trip. That same evening, she found herself by her father's bedside in the hospital, where John, though weak, tried to comfort his distraught daughter. "Sophia, you're doing enough. Don't blame yourself," he whispered. Holding his hand tightly, Sophia responded with determination, "Dad, I'll do everything I can to make sure you recover." As days turned into weeks, Sophia juggled her demanding job with caring for her father. Her colleagues were supportive, understanding the challenges she faced in managing her time amidst significant work responsibilities. One day, while at the hospital, Sophia unexpectedly bumped into Liam in the corridor. Surprised, she managed a tired smile. "Liam, what brings you here?" she asked. Liam, who was doing rounds in the pediatric department, expressed his concern for her well-being, reminding her not to overexert herself. "It's been hard," Sophia admitted, discussing the stress of caregiving and family pressures. Liam reassured her, offering his support, "Let's get through this together," which comforted Sophia greatly. Suddenly, a nurse called out urgently from the station, "Ms. Brown, your father's condition has deteriorated." Panicking, Sophia rushed to her father's room. The doctors, busy around her father, who was now struggling to breathe, informed her that he had developed acute pneumonia and needed to be moved to the ICU immediately. Composed but shaken, Sophia called her mother, Caroline, and her sister, Natalie, to come to the hospital immediately. Hours later, the family gathered outside the ICU, where the doctor explained John's critical yet stable condition. Caroline and Natalie, overwhelmed with emotion, broke down in tears. Sophia, though outwardly calm, was inwardly reeling with turmoil. Opting to stay at the hospital overnight while her family went home to rest, Sophia sat alone in the quiet hallway. Liam appeared beside her, having guessed she would be there. "Thank you for being here," Sophia said, her voice filled with gratitude. Liam took her hand, offering silent support. That night, for the first time, Sophia allowed herself to fully express her emotions, crying softly on Liam's shoulder as he held her. By morning, news came that John's condition had slightly improved. As the sunrise marked the beginning of a new day, Sophia looked out the window, feeling a renewed sense of hope. "Dad, please recover. Let's all be happy together again," she whispered to herself, more aware than ever of the strength found in family bonds. John's health was uncertain, and although he wasn't in immediate danger, a full recovery was not on the horizon. Sophia visited him daily at the hospital, supporting him through his ongoing rehabilitation. During one of these visits, The doctor, with a serious demeanor, pulled Sophia aside to share some concerning news. "Miss Brown, we've received your father's test results," he said with caution. "I'm sorry to inform you that he has late-stage pancreatic cancer." Sophia was stunned. "But he only had a fracture," she managed to say. The doctor explained, "The cancer was found during the tests we conducted for his fracture. Unfortunately, it's quite advanced." Sophia felt a deep despair. "How long does he have?" she asked, her voice shaking. The doctor sighed. "It's difficult to predict precisely, but likely between 4 months to a year." Trying to hold back her tears, Sophia resolved to make the most of the remaining time with her father. She decided to leave her job to care for him full-time, a decision that her partner Liam supported wholeheartedly. "Sophia, I understand how you feel," Liam reassured her. "Take the time you need. Your job will be waiting for you when you're ready." Grateful, Sophia thanked him for his support. However, her friends Caroline and Natalie were less understanding. "Sophia, are you out of your mind?" Natalie exclaimed, shocked by her decision to pause her career. Caroline echoed the sentiment. "Exactly. What will you do after your father passes? How will you manage?" Sophia, holding back her sadness and frustration, responded, "Right now, my dad's well-being is my priority. Don't worry about me." While she had the financial security from Liam to take a career break, Sophia hadn't yet discussed this arrangement with her family. One day, while sitting by her father's bedside in the hospital, John suddenly spoke up. "Sophia," he called out weakly. "Is something wrong?" she asked softly. John smiled faintly. "No, but there's something I need to tell you." Leaning closer, Sophia listened as her father revealed, "I know about your fiancé, Liam. I've always suspected there was someone special in your life because you seemed so happy." Surprised and relieved, Sophia began sharing more about Liam, their meeting, their mutual understanding, and their hopes for the future. As she spoke, her father's face lit up with joy. "Why didn't you tell Mom and Natalie?" John asked after a while. Sophia hesitated before answering. "I was worried about their reaction. They might not approve of his background or his wealth." John sighed deeply. "I understand. They can be judgmental, but remember, your happiness is what's most important. They'll see that eventually." Encouraged by her father's words, Sophia thanked him. Then, John revealed something unexpected. "Sophia, I've made arrangements for your wedding and the down payment for your new apartment," he said, pride evident in his voice. Shocked, Sophia felt a profound warmth from her father's thoughtful gesture. "Dad, thank you so much," she said, overcome with emotion. John smiled. "I've been saving for your future ever since you became a legal secretary. I want you to be happy with Liam. You deserve it." Holding her father's hand tightly, Sophia was filled with gratitude for his unwavering support and love. John reassured his daughter Sophia with a gentle voice, "Don't worry about the money. Consider it a gift from me as you embark on your new life." Overwhelmed with emotion, Sophia was momentarily lost for words. She embraced her father tightly. "Thank you so much, Dad. I promise to make the most of this chance," she murmured, her voice thick with emotion. John gave a soft smile, his heart lightened by his daughter's gratitude. "I'm happy to hear that, Sophia. But there's something else I need to discuss with you," he added, his tone becoming serious. Sophia looked at him attentively. "Anything, Dad," she responded earnestly. Pausing, John chose his next words with care. "It's about your mother and your sister, Natalie. Could you find it in your heart to forgive them?" he asked quietly. Surprised, Sophia stared at her father. "But Dad," she started. John interrupted gently. "They both have had their challenges, especially your mother." He sighed as he delved into the past, his eyes narrowing slightly with the weight of memories. "Your mother grew up under strict family rules. She wasn't allowed to follow her own dreams and was constantly pressured to meet others' expectations. Unknowingly, she passed that pain down to you and Natalie." For the first time, Sophia heard about the hardships her mother faced and felt a surge of complex emotions. John continued, "Natalie has also been deeply influenced by your mother. They may not even realize the extent of their own suffering. Listening intently, Sophia gained a new perspective on her family's intricate dynamics. Holding her hand tenderly, John expressed his hope. I'm not asking you to fully understand or excuse their actions, but if there's a possibility for reconciliation, I hope you'll consider it. Family is invaluable after all. Sophia nodded slowly, absorbing his words. I understand, Dad. I can't promise anything, but I'll try. Seeing the resolve in her eyes, John felt a wave of relief. That's all I can ask for, he said, a trace of pride in his voice. Sophia cherished the remaining days with her father even more after their conversation. As time passed, Sophia brought her partner, Liam, to visit the hospital frequently. The three of them shared many conversations about future plans, with John expressing his hopes to meet his grandchildren one day. Despite his deteriorating health, these moments brought him joy. However, as John's condition worsened, Sophia stayed by his side, treasuring their final moments together. One quiet night, as she held his hand in the dim hospital room, John opened his eyes. Sophia, he whispered hoarsely, pride evident in his voice, I'm proud of you. These were his last words. John passed away peacefully, leaving Sophia devastated by the loss of her supportive and understanding father. Liam was quick to offer his comfort, holding her as she faced this profound grief. The funeral was a somber and respectful event, attended by many who appreciated John's academic passion and kind nature. As chief mourner, Sophia spoke of her father's dedication to both his family and his academic pursuits. However, the solemn atmosphere was slightly marred by the behavior of Caroline and Natalie, who appeared distracted and disengaged. Remembering her father's words, Sophia fought back her irritation. After the ceremony, when only family remained, Caroline and Natalie dropped a bombshell regarding John's will. They coldly informed Sophia that they would inherit everything. Natalie flaunted a document in front of a stunned Sophia, claiming it was John's will. Holding the document with trembling hands, Sophia read the clear statement that all inheritance was to be. Sophia was left aghast as she observed the signature at the bottom of the document. It was purportedly from her father, but the handwriting was unmistakably different. This isn't Dad's handwriting, she remarked cautiously. Caroline's face flushed with color. What do you mean? Of course, it's Dad's signature, she retorted. Natalie quickly interjected, flustered. Right after Dad was hospitalized, Mom and I got him to sign it in his room. He agreed immediately, making it clear he didn't want to leave anything to you, Sophia. Suppressing her rising anger, Sophia countered, Dad would never do something like this. It's unthinkable. Caroline snapped. Oh, shut up. You can't just mooch off us anymore. Natalie chimed in. Exactly. You always acted so superior, caring for Dad. But in the end, he preferred us, his less somber, more approachable daughters. Sophia was wounded by their words, but maintained her composure. Recalling her father's genuine affection in their final conversations, she took a deep, steadying breath. If this truly reflects Dad's wishes, I'll respect it. But I will consult a legal secretary to verify the authenticity of this will, she stated calmly yet firmly. Caroline twisted her expression in disdain. There's no need for that. It's already been settled. Natalie scoffed. Too late to start scrambling for scraps now. Rising quietly from her seat, Sophia declared, I understand. It's clear I can't stay here anymore. With a smirk, Caroline replied, Good, leave. And don't ever come back. Sophia began packing her belongings silently. Any remaining affection for her sisters dwindled to nothing, yet her father's advice echoed in her mind about valuing reconciliation. Before exiting the room, she turned to them. This is how you honor Dad's memory? I can't forgive this. But I hope someday you'll understand. Caroline and Natalie's faces briefly registered shock and regret, but their expressions quickly hardened. Just leave and never return, Caroline stated coldly. Sophia opened the door, stepping out into the chilling night air, her heart heavy yet determined as she moved forward into her new beginning. A week later, Sophia was adjusting to life in her fiancé Liam's apartment, grateful for his unwavering support. Sophia, it's okay. I'm here for you, Liam reassured her as they sat together one evening. Her phone rang suddenly. It was her mother, Caroline. With hesitation, Sophia answered. Caroline's voice, frantic and loud, blared from the other end. Sophia, where's the money from your father's account? Sophia replied calmly, What are you talking about, Mom? Dad used that money for my wedding and for setting up our new home. Over the phone, Caroline gasped, her voice shaking. Then, there's almost nothing left for our inheritance? That's correct, aside from the family home, Sophia replied softly. After a brief silence, Natalie's voice quivered. You're joking, right? What are we supposed to do now? You need to take responsibility for your own decisions, Sophia responded firmly. Caroline grabbed the phone back, pleading, Sophia, please help us. We've already booked a trip and can't cancel. Sophia chuckled slightly. A trip right after Dad's funeral? You weren't really mourning, were you? Caroline broke into tears. I'm sorry, Sophia. We were wrong. Through the phone, the sound of her family's remorse filled the quiet night, leaving Sophia to ponder their sincerity and her next steps. Sophia took a deep breath, gathering her strength as she spoke to her mother on the phone. It's too late for apologies, but I need you to know, Dad thought of you until the very end. Over the line, the muffled sobs of Caroline and Natalie were audible. Firmly, Sophia continued, From now on, you need to manage on your own. I can't keep shouldering this burden. With those final words, she ended the call. Liam, who had been silently supportive, wrapped his arms around her. Concerned, he asked, Are you okay? Sophia inhaled deeply, her voice steady. Yes, I'm fine. It feels like everything has finally settled. Months later, Sophia and Liam began a new chapter in a cozy house John had arranged for them. Their wedding was modest, but filled with genuine emotions. During the ceremony, Sophia placed a photo of her father on the altar, whispering a thank you for his enduring love. Meanwhile, Caroline and Natalie faced a stark reality as their extravagant lifestyles gave way to financial struggles. Natalie attempted to reclaim her old job without success and bounced between part-time positions. Caroline, unaccustomed to job hunting, found herself in similar straits. Through mutual friends, Sophia occasionally received updates about them. Sometimes, she felt a twinge of sympathy, but it never went beyond that. 3 years on, Sophia strolled through the park, hand in hand with Liam. We're happy, aren't we? She mused aloud. Liam responded with a warm smile, truly happy. Looking skyward, Sophia felt her father's presence, believing he was still watching over them. Just then, her phone rang from an unknown number. Hello? Is this Sophia? A tentative voice asked. It was Natalie's daughter, a fact that surprised Sophia, unaware her sister had a child. My mom is struggling financially, and I don't know what to do, the girl confessed, her voice quaking. Sophia was silent for a moment before responding. I understand. I'll see what I can do. After hanging up, Liam inquired, Who was that? Taking a deep breath, Sophia replied, Natalie's daughter. It seems she and Mom are really struggling. Liam asked what she wanted to do. Sophia paused, then said, I can't fully forgive them, but I can't abandon them either. Dad would have wanted us to help. Liam nodded supportively. Looking skyward, Sophia felt the warmth of the sun and whispered, Dad, I haven't forgotten your lessons. Family bonds, even when strained, are never completely broken. From that day, she chose to gradually rebuild the relationship with her mother and sister, guided by the love and tolerance her father had instilled in her. Sophia had become a respected legal secretary, with her granddaughter, Ruby, by her side. What happened after that, Grandma? Ruby asked with wide eyes. Sophia smiled. It took time, but we mended our relationship. Grandma Natalie and great-grandma Caroline realized their mistakes and truly changed. Now, we get together sometimes. It's not like before, but we've found a new way to care for each other. Ruby listened, deeply moved by the story of reconciliation and love. Wow, Grandma, forgiveness seems so difficult, Ruby remarked in awe as her grandmother, Sophia, tenderly caressed her hair. Yes, my dear, it is difficult, Sophia replied, but when we forgive, It lightens our hearts and paves the way for new bonds. Ruby listened carefully as Sophia continued. However, the most vital thing is to stay true to yourself. Forgiving doesn't mean losing who you are. That's a lesson from my father, your great-great-grandfather, and it stayed with me all these years. As she spoke, Sophia gazed out the window at the colorful flowers blooming in the garden, plants she and her mother, alongside Natalie, had nurtured together. Even in families, we can hurt one another, but we're still a family, Sophia whispered. What matters is understanding each other and never forgetting the love that binds us. Ruby took these words to heart. Standing, Sophia fetched an album from the shelf. Ruby, would you like to see our family history? Intrigued, Ruby joined her at the table as Sophia began turning the album's pages, each one filled with photographs that captured joy, sadness, conflict, and reconciliation, the spectrum of family emotions. Look, this is your great-grandfather John. Sophia pointed at a photo of a smiling man. Ruby peered at the image. He looks so kind, she observed. He was, Sophia agreed, nodding. And he taught us the value of staying connected as a family. As they flipped through more pages, Sophia narrated their family's stories, both joyful and sorrowful, hiding nothing. It was a crucial legacy she wanted to pass on. As dusk fell, Sophia and Ruby stepped into the garden, where the setting sun painted the sky with colors. Life is full of challenges, Ruby, Sophia said softly, but together, there's nothing we can't face. Believe in our family, believe in yourself, and hold dear the people you love. That's the way to true happiness. Ruby squeezed her grandmother's hand. I understand, Grandma. I'll cherish our family too, and I strive to be as strong and kind as you. Overcome with emotion, Sophia embraced her granddaughter. Tears of joy and gratitude twinkled in her eyes as a gentle breeze wrapped around them. She felt the presence of her father, John, watching over them. Thank you, Dad, Sophia whispered with a heartfelt smile, feeling his last gift had truly enriched their lives. As the sun set heralding a new night, Sophia resolved to keep nurturing their family ties, stepping forward into tomorrow with renewed spirit.